Hello and welcome to another episode of the Racing Writers Podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Crandall. Today's guest is 2018 ARCA champ Sheldon Creed. Sheldon is running the final 4 races of the Truck Series this season with GMS Racing, kind of still making that move from off-road to pavement and going in circles. So I wanted to catch up with Sheldon. I appreciate GMS offering him up. And I'm really glad I did it. You know, I have to admit, Sheldon is not somebody that I know very well. Of course, I've heard of him since he's been running ARCA. He's run a few K&N races. He's made an Xfinity start. Of course, now some truck starts. But I really didn't know Sheldon's full background. And I left this interview really excited because it was more than I thought it was going to be. Sheldon was in a great mood. He was very talkative. And I really learned a lot about just how extensive his background is. I mean, listen to some of this. I mean, he's been in Stadium Super Trucks. He's competed against Robbie Gordon. He's won a gold medal at the X Games. He's competed in off-road racing. He's kind of done it all. Of course, he started in karts and things like that. So it was really exciting. I'm really glad I did it. Wonderful conversation. Went through a lot of racing stuff. He's going to tell you why he thinks that watching, you know, off-road and stadium trucks is a little more exciting than watching NASCAR. So I thought that was interesting. He kind of has a point. You know, it's all about that attention span. We kind of fight over pineapple on pizza once we get into some personality type questions. So a lot here to digest with Sheldon. Once again, just a wonderful conversation. I appreciate GMS and for setting this up, for offering him up. And yeah, he went out and ran Martinsville, if you're listening to this Sunday night, yesterday, and he's going to run Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead, and who knows what's going to happen after that. So he definitely wants to be in NASCAR, and he is on his way to doing that. So still getting used to the pavement stuff, still getting used to going in circles. So let's get to it. Again, really good interview. Wonderful 21-year-old. That's another thing that will come up. He tried to make myself and Ashley, his PR rep, feel old. But again, great conversation. Really looking forward to it. Please send any feedback you have to Twitter. You can follow me at Kelly Crandall. I hope you are subscribing. If you like this episode, make sure you have subscribed. You've left a rating and review. Go through the archives. There's some really good conversations in there. Haley Deegan, Kelly Earnhardt Miller, Robin Miller, and lots more to come. Next week will be Danny Stockman of RCR Racing, Daniel Hemrick's crew chief. They are in the midst of chasing the Xfinity Series Championship. And then after that will be probably Chris Buescher. And I think Will Rogers is still coming up. So lots to get to. But this week, Sheldon Creed on the Racing Writers Podcast. Enjoy. Sheldon Creed, ARCA champ. How's that sound? You getting used to that?
Yeah, I like that. Sounds
yeah?
good.
You getting used to it?
A little bit.
Feel? Yeah.
Good. I don't know. I guess I was pretty new coming into the ARCA series 2 years ago, and just learned a ton last year with MDM, and then this year we wanted to go for a championship and ended up pulling it off. But just a lot to learn in a short amount of time, and MDM guys were really good with that.
So last year, you only ran 11 races last year in the ARCA series, and you didn't win, and then you come out of the box this year, and you had, 4 wins by the end of the year?
Yeah.
And then won the title. So what did you see that coming last year based off of when you came in, or was it you kind of succeeded as you went type of thing?
I think I saw it coming. I mean, we had really good runs last year. We ran the top 5 a lot of places, 3rd at Iowa, led pretty much all of Kentucky, got the pole there. Pretty much led all of Kansas last year too, till 10 to go, and the same thing with Dover and the K&N car. So I knew we were fast. I knew we had it in us, and I feel like after a amount of time having that kind of speed every weekend, it's going to happen. So it took a while to get going this year. Almost won Daytona. Kind of got screwed on yellows there at the end, so it didn't really work out. But then went to some short tracks, ran okay, and then finally happened at Michigan, so that was cool.
Yeah, that Daytona race that lasted like 2 hours to run 10 laps, I think it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we were red flagged on the backstretch. Just a long deal, a lot of cautions. I mean, we had like 3 green white checkers and wrecked crazy. Like 15 cars doing it. So
it was crazy.
Now they changed the rule after that. Talladega and Daytona leading on the white flag, and then now they changed the rule. So I would have 6 wins if the rule was different.
So drivers really do, as much as you enjoy the wins that you have, drivers really do also remember the ones you don't have, right? Like you just mentioned Daytona, like the ones you should have won, I guess is what I'm saying.
I think I might beat myself over the ones that I didn't get more than the ones I do have. Like, there's been a few where like, well, if I would have just done this a little different, or if I was more patient here 2 laps prior, then it would have worked out for me. So I think that's what you need to do in a way. I don't know. I guess I'm like my own critic in some way, like just really hard on myself with stuff like that. And I feel like the more I do that, the better I get as a driver and the more patient I get. So yeah, for sure, I think beat myself over the ones I don't get than the ones I do.
Yeah. So now you make the transition to some truck racing or some more truck racing. You're going to run these final 4 races with GMS. Why was the time right now to kind of jump into trucks and get some experience?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at the beginning of the year. MDM wanted to do some stuff with us with their truck program and didn't really put anything together. Did Eldora just because we planned on doing it from the beginning, and I've done it 3 times now. So that one's just a fun one for us just to go and enjoy it that week. And then things just came together like really good at the end of the season. About a month and a half ago, we had a couple meetings, and I don't know. It's not really up to me. I know I still go home and go to work full time and do my thing, and I don't really make the decisions or put the deals together.
Said, hey, we're gonna go truck racing. You're like, nah.
Well, yeah.
Right?
If they're like, yo, you want to go truck racing? I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's go. So the only thing I care about is just being in good equipment. I wouldn't say it's pointless to not be in good stuff, but I feel like at the same time, like I'm not gonna go waste my time and go around 20th.
Yeah.
So I want to be in competitive stuff. I feel like we're pretty good where we're at right now. I'm just excited. I'm kind of learning this weekend, just kind of getting the feel for it, but I don't know. I show up to Texas planning on being in the top 5. So.
Right. Martinsville is a beast all unto its own.
Yes.
Like, how much did you know about Martinsville before you got here?
Not a whole lot. I didn't even see the place since yesterday. I talked to Jimmy Johnson a little bit, Johnny Sauter, Timothy Peters, and watched a ton of footage. I even watched the race again last night in my hotel room. So just try to get as much knowledge as I could. Didn't get practice yesterday, so that was nice. I don't know. Just try to learn as much as I could, get as much knowledge as I could going into practice today, or qualifying. It was what it was. So I don't know. We'll be 15th, so I feel like we're not bad. I ran my fast lap on my last lap, so I had, I don't know, at least 15 laps on my tires, and we're 15th. So I don't think we're bad. I think we have a pretty good race car. We'll see where it goes.
So Sheldon, do you have goals? Have you sat down and said, okay, Martinsville, Texas, Phoenix, Homestead, do you have goals for each of these 4 races, or is it going to be as simple as go out, get some experience, and hopefully keep the truck in one piece?
I think I have goals for sure. I want to run top 5 at all of them. Is it realistic? I think I know I can do it. I just need to learn, and I think experience is pretty big. So next weekend it's going to be pretty big with the air. I know we're going to have a fast race car. Just need to work with the air a little bit. And I mean, I want to do as good as we can do. I want to win. So if we can't win, then I want to be in the top 5. And if we can't be in the top 5, then we got work to do.
I like it. So I don't really know much about you, and I'm sure maybe some NASCAR folks probably don't either. So I want to get to better kind of know you as not only a driver, but a little bit about your personality. So I've got a few, hopefully, what will be fun questions here. And the thing that stuck out when Ashley here sent me your bio was, first off, you've done almost a little bit of everything. Second of all, you won a gold medal at the X Games. All right, so first off, I think you were 15. So what goes it? No?
15 or 16. I might have been 16.
Right, 15 was
second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 15, 16, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just lie and say it was both.
I can't even believe it was that long ago. I just turned 21, and I was thinking back. That's 4 years ago.
So
5 years ago.
What goes into winning a gold medal at the X Games? Like, what? I don't even know what the question to ask. Like, I'm fascinated.
Well, it was a stadium
that.
truck deal. The
All
stadium
right.
truck deal is really cool because it's a ride and drive. You, like, show up with a gear bag. Robbie Gordon has, like, all the crew. Like, he shows up with the trucks, and, like, you show up. So that's what's really cool about the deal, and they're really strong, and, like, it's just a fun race car. Like, it's just a really, really fun deal, and it takes all the, I guess, like, preparation and behind-the-scenes stuff out of, like, your hands, I guess. So you show up and drive, and they're all the same. So that's what's cool about it, and it really puts it in the driver's hands.
You can just focus on the job at hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, not any of the behind-the-scenes stuff, they take care of everything. You show up, know what your job is, go out and do it.
So if you want to drive a race car, you think you're decent, go do it. It's pretty rad. You'll have a fun time.
So what goes in though? So what did you have to? What goes into, I guess, that competition? What is the competition in terms of winning that gold medal?
Yeah, so X Games, we raced alongside like with the GRC rally cars. Pretty much the same course. They raced the day before us, and then they changed the course up a little bit, put like a big gap jump in, and just changed the course up a little bit more, just to put some jumps in, just more stuff for the trucks. Really cool the second year. The first year, track was really tight and like hard to pass, but the second year we had a really cool track to race with. And I don't know, just being there, rad atmosphere, like you're an athlete. That's how like they treat you. Like you get a pass and you can go wherever you want. And like me and my friends or the guys I was with racing, like we're all into like action sports. So like I grew up racing dirt bikes and bicycles. So
that was like the perfect environment.
Yeah, exactly. And like we knew like Twitch and like some of the guys that were there riding. So like we would like go down on the floor. The experience was probably one of the coolest parts. Just like being there, getting to go wherever you wanted, like anything you wanted. Like they were like, yeah, let's do it. So that was cool. And then winning it, obviously, just I wasn't very good in practice. Like the truck was off, and my dad.
Is it a timing thing? Like, are you timed? Is it fastest time? Like, I'm just trying to understand. Like,
oh, so
exactly
it's a race.
Okay.
It's a race that you start. I think 10 made it to the main. I think 20 trucks were there, and they let 10 go to the main. So you had to race your way in with qualifying and heat races.
Now it's starting to make sense.
And then so it was like brackets. Like you did qualifying, single truck run, like NASCAR kind of. Well, now they do group qualifying, but one at a time. That's how we did it. And then they put you into heat races based off of your time. So like first, third, fifth, seventh was in heat 1. Heat 2 was 2, 4, 6, 8. You know, split it up. I think you had to finish top 4 in your heat. Yeah, top 4 in your heat. Went to the main, and then there was an LCQ where they took 2. So like that was just carnage. It was a lot of fun. Wasn't very good in practice day though. Dad, like I don't know, my dad's pretty good with like setup on our off-road stuff. So we had an off day between practice and race day, and he went down and like took the shocks apart, and like shocks were like locked up, like just stuff hadn't been worked on, you know. So they tuned it up, and then race day like went flawless. Like qualified first, won my heat race, and then led every lap of the main. So just a perfect day. And thanks for bringing that up. 16 years old. I just turned 21. Now I feel old. Like that was 4 or 5 years ago. I cannot believe it. I honestly feel like it was last year that we went to X Games. Like, just a really cool memory.
Yeah. Don't bring up that old stuff, because after we're done recording, when I turn this off, Ashley and I might have some words for you.
Okay, all right.
So, speaking of stadium trucks, though, what's it like racing against Robbie Gordon, who, I mean, again, he's well known not only all over kind of different kinds of racing, but now that's kind of really where he's making a bigger name for himself, so to speak. What's it like racing against him?
Yeah, Robbie's fun. He's not afraid to like cheat it up a little bit. Like if he's going for the lead and like there's grass to go through to get there, like he's going through the grass. Like he'll hit you in the door, but he's also fair about it. Like if he knows he cheated you up a little bit, like he'll give you back some. So Robbie's really fun though. Like he'll battle with you a lot, and he'll teach you a lot at the same time. So Robbie's been really fun.
Yeah, we're being invaded or something here in Martinsville. I don't know.
I see the drums in the mirror right here.
Oh, it's drum. Okay.
It's like a little high school deal.
They got to practice too. So going from off-roads, because you've done off-road stuff too, and then stadium trucks. So what has been the adjustment like going from those two disciplines now to pavement stuff? Yeah,
the off-road and stadium trucks are very similar. The stadium trucks run on asphalt a lot nowadays, which is a little different, but it's pretty close. Like if you just kind of smooth that a little bit, you'll be pretty quick. And then going to asphalt cars is something totally different. So driving the car for me wasn't hard. It was learning everything else, like how to use your crew chief, how to like work with your crew to make the car what you want it to be, and
communication.
Yeah, and you got to build that relationship. Right. I think so they know what you want, and you know how to tell them what you're feeling and what you want in the race car. So
is that different from what you do in stadium trucks and off-road stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
the communication?
you can play with your race car a little bit, but it's way less. I mean, it's just different. It's way different. Just how the cars work, the suspension, everything. So like I understood that. I grew up doing it, and then I went to a world that was totally different. So it took a while. I'm still learning it. I don't think that's ever going to stop. I think there's cup drivers. Like Kyle Busch is probably still learning things and figuring out how to make his car faster. And if you ever hear him on the radio, he's like his own crew chief at times. So I think that's something that is never going to stop. I think that's something that makes you a really good race car driver. Is if you know how your car is working and you know how things work, then you can relate a little bit more and kind of get a better feel for it. So that was a big thing. That took me a while. Being too aggressive was a big thing. Like off-road, it's like it's 14, 15 laps. Sprint races, like as hard as you can go.
I would assume you want to be aggressive, right? Like I would assume like it's almost one of those things
yeah,
where you are throwing those
well, you have
trucks
to
around.
be.
Yeah.
You have to be, and everyone around you is too. So like you got to go.
And then you come to pavement where it's more like methodical and
Yeah.
longer races and focusing, like you said, on what the car's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like Robbie explained it good. He's like 10 guys just robbed a bank and now you're trying to get away. Like that's exactly what it's like, honestly. And
We
you're
love
trying
Robbie.
to go.
Robbie's good.
So yeah, I mean NASCAR's seen him.
Yep.
They've had him. So Robbie's fun. He's a good guy. But yeah, asphalt it took a lot of more patience and took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take me to be fast. Like I hated it at first. I couldn't stand it. So once I started liking it, getting into ARCA, that was fun. That's when it got fun for me. And then I guess I saw a lot at the end of the tunnel. Like maybe I can do this. So it's been a long, I don't know, 2 years I'll say, but I don't know, pretty solid for what it's been.
So the part where you said that you hated it at first, was it just because the adjustment period was taking you longer kind of grasp than others, or was it just an unnatural feeling? What was it about it that was really kind of bugging you at first?
I think it was a little bit of all. I raced a late model New Smyrna when I was 15, and I ran second my first race. So like it was pretty good. Came back for speed weeks and like was terrible. In the same race car, like I couldn't run top 5. Like I would qualify 15th, 16th every night, and I'd run inside the top 5. I'd usually end up around like 6th, 7th. And like that, I don't know, that just wasn't cutting it for me. Like I wanted to be up top, so took a break. Didn't do anything asphalt for a while. I did. We have a super late model at home that I think we sold it now, but it just sat for a while, and then we finally went and raced it at like Havasu, which is pretty close to our house. When did that in a 100-lapper, ended up 4th, battled for the lead a little bit, and that was fun just to go do that every once in a while. But really didn't go around it in between like 16 to 18. I didn't do much late model stuff. And then I drove an ARCA car on my 18th birthday for Cunningham at a test in Kansas. And I don't know what it was, just like the more power, bigger, heavier car, big track. Then I was like, okay, like this is cool. Got into ARCA that year, did like 5 races with Lyra. It was terrible. Like we were terrible. And then came back the next year with MDM. That was last year, and did 11 races. So I really didn't have a whole lot of asphalt experience. And what I did, like I feel like I didn't learn very much. Like I feel like I learned a ton last year, and I just had like an idea of what I was doing the year before. So yeah, it took a while. I don't know if I just wasn't comfortable and trying to learn everything. I wasn't fast. I don't know. I was young. I don't know, 15, 16 years old. You know, you're like, oh, that's lame. I'm going to go do this. Like, I'm good at this. So I think that's how I was. And then kind of grew up a little bit, matured, and kind of saw that off-road wasn't going anywhere. Like, off-road is a rich man's sport. If you're going to go do that, then if you want to make $1 million, you start with 2 on off-road. Right. So that's how it is. And that'll always be like my love, I think. I think I'm always going to go back to off-road. But right now I have an opportunity in this, so.
Yeah. Interesting. So take me back a little bit. If you started at what, 3 years old? So
yeah, 3.5.
So how do you get started at 3? Was there family ties in racing, or where did your initial interest in racing come from?
Well, my dad, he never really raced. I mean, he would do some fun stuff here and there, but he always grew up racing or riding dirt bikes, and three-wheelers was big back in the day. So I did that and was always into racing. My grandpa raced flat track growing up, and then got into like some late model stuff at Cajon Speedway, just like local short track stuff. So we always liked racing. The Johnson family, like Jimmy Johnson's dad and my grandpa, are good friends. They grew up together racing flat track. So always around them. My mom and Jimmy are kind of the same age, and they probably don't even remember hanging out when they were little. But I don't know.
You're from California.
Yeah, I'm from El Cajon. I'm from Alpine, like just that El Cajon, Lakeside, Santee, Alpine. It's all like the same area, and I don't know. It's where Jimmy grew up, so.
So racing wasn't like something that you just started to like. Like there was a reason why you knew what it was and you got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like when I was a baby, like I would just like pick up race cars and dirt bikes was like my thing. Like I loved dirt bikes and like Ricky Carmichael, like they were all like just starting their pro careers when I was little. Like Bubba Stewart, all them. McGrath was kind of on the out, but that's kind of like when I was little, and that's what I loved. And my dad got me started racing BMX bikes when I was like 3.5. Did that till I was about 6.5, 7, and I still like did it a little bit once I was racing motorcycles. But once I was like 6.5, 7 is where I started to race motorcycles full time, and did KTM 50s. Got to 65s a little bit. I did like the Supercross Challenge in San Diego. Did a lot of cool stuff with that. Won like Barone Oaks Championship in the 7A class, and just a lot of like fun times growing up on dirt bikes. And I still rode up until like 2 years ago, and then I got told like, hey, like we're done. Like you're not gonna go get hurt racing or riding on dirt bikes, and then you have to go race next weekend. So I miss it. The day I'm allowed to ride again, I'm going to the dealership and buying a brand new dirt bike. So I just had a ton of fun just doing that growing up, and then Mom wasn't a huge fan of it. Like once you're on a 65s, like they're pretty quick, and like I don't know, you start jumping big stuff, and Mom wasn't really digging that. So went to cars, did a little bit of quarter midget stuff, did some trophy karts. Well, like they just kind of came out right in that same time. Like I was like 8 or 9, did trophy karts, and that's how I got started with the off-road deal. Did that for a long time. I did trophy karts till I was like 15. And my little cousins now are in mod carts, which is what I came out of when I went into super lights. So just pretty cool deal there. And I feel like the off-road scene, like no one looks at it. Like if you're here at NASCAR, like everyone's like, oh, like look at these like badass sprint car racers, or like these kids coming up in late models. No one looks at off-road like that. So I feel like maybe me coming up.
Gym.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you go to like an off-road race, like I don't know, like it is so much more fun to watch. Like
you have to experience it to really
isn't like good to say, but like it is way more fun to watch than a NASCAR race. Like just the experience, where you're at, what you're doing. Like it's just like a very like family oriented deal. Like there's like 6 different classes per day. So like when you're trying to take your kids to the racetrack, like you're gonna come up here and watch a cup race. They're stuck in the stands for 3-4 hours. Like it's a long time for a kid, right? And their parents don't want to deal with that. So I get it. Like it's easier for a dad just to kick back on a Sunday and watch TV. He's like, I'm gonna watch cup race. Like go outside and play in your sandbox, buddy. Like so where the off-road stuff is totally cool. There's like 6 classes. They're like 15, 16 laps. So it's like a 20-minute race, and it's just like full of action.
All about that attention span.
Exactly.
Right.
So you have the kids, like you have their attention, right? And there's so many things at the track for the kids to do. Like you can go like say like you can like walk right up to their pits, get stickers. Like everyone has like shirts and stuff for sailors, like sandbox that Tonka used to do for like kids. Mm-hmm. Just cool stuff like that. And
but again, you don't. It's one of those things that you really have to experience.
Yeah, you have to see it.
Yeah, you don't think about it until you go experience.
Yeah, I mean it's on TV and stuff, but just in person, it's just way. And then no one looks at it. Like when I started doing this, no one knew who I was. They were like, "Oh, he races, they races stadium trucks." Yeah,
it's like okay, kind of really, where did he come from, type of thing. Because you don't like it's not something that
they were
talked
just
about. It's all about late models, ARCA, K&N. Like that's normally what NASCAR people are.
Yeah, I think maybe
follow.
stadium trucks kind of filled the gap a little bit because they do asphalt stuff with IndyCar, then they do dirt. And it's based out of Charlotte. Like Robbie's shop is right in Charlotte, and everyone knows Robbie. So that filled the gap a little bit. Like people were like, "Oh, that's that kid that races stadium trucks." Like that was it though. We're like now like Haley Deegan's coming up, and she comes from the same thing. Like she won the Mod Car Championship in 2000 and I don't even know, 15 or 16, 14. I won the Pro Light Championship against her dad in 2014. So just cool seeing that coming up, and I wish there was more of us coming from off-road, and I think Haley's really good. Mm-hmm. I raced against her in the Canyon race in Vegas, and if we had 5 more laps, like she might have got around me. Like she was good, and she's in a really good car.
Yeah. She was telling me about that race. She was very, very unhappy to stand there and watch you celebrating. She told me.
Yeah. No, she She's good though. Like I think out of all the girls coming up right now, I think she's the best. Honestly, I think she got a ton of car control. Just that's what off-road teaches you. It's like there's so many different things, and a Perlite's not easy to drive, and that's what she does. So I think she's kind of going through the same thing this year as what I did. It's just it takes a while to kind of mesh with your crew and learn how to drive the race cars. And she got her first win, so that was cool.
Yeah. And
I think Kevin Reed Jr. is her crew chief. So I think once he came along, they clicked. So I don't know. That's really cool to see. I think for a female, I think she's going to be great. And I don't know. She got good people behind her. She got Toyota. She got Monster. She's got really good people behind her. And I don't think it's just because she's a female. I think she's good. So right. I don't know. It's cool to see.
So hopefully between you and now her, us in NASCAR will get more used to seeing, trucks flying through the air and taking it more seriously of hey, let's go look at those people who are doing stuff like that.
For sure. I think just teams need to like look other places than sprint cars and late models. Like I think there's a ton of talent out there. I have friends that still race off road that I talk to all the time. Like I still tight with everybody, and I still live in San Diego, so I'm still close to it all. I think there's a ton of talent out there that they don't want to come this way just because it takes so much work to come out here and do this, where they're having fun with what they're doing. So I hope more people come from the off-road scene. But right now, I guess it's Haley and I. So
yeah, it's still hidden.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some fun personality stuff before you got to get out of here. Tell me about your nickname. According to your website, it's the Showstopper. How did that come about?
The Showstopper. See, I've never been a huge fan of it. I just like whatever, let it go. Like.
So who gave it to you then? Where did it start?
It started from the announcer of Stadium Super Trucks, Sean Cermony, which if you ever meet Sean Cermony, like, dude's a riot. Like, he's crazy. But he's awesome, and, like, he's perfect for the series and the sport. And I don't know. I think he was just, like...
do you know, like, kind of why he went with that
I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, because I would, like... I don't know how it works in Stadium Trucks is, like, how you qualify... They, like, flip the whole field. So if you qualify first, you start 12th, like, if there's 12 trucks. So the whole field gets flipped. And I don't know, like, I was always a good qualifier. And then, like, so I would always be, like, first or second, coming from the back. And then, like, you got to get aggressive sometimes, and, like, just start making moves happen. I think, well, like, he's the kind of guy, like, he just starts talking and just stuff starts flying out of his mouth. And, like, it just makes sense and it's funny. Okay. So I think it was one of those. And then he must have liked it. And just it stuck.
Well, who's ever in charge of your website, that's your nickname.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know.
It's on the website.
It started when I was, like, 15 or 16. And then it was, like, he would start calling me that. And then, like, everyone did. And then, I don't know. It's funny. Like, it's cool. Like, this kid Lutz that works for MDM, every time I, like, walk, he was like, the stop or, like, I don't know. It's funny. It's whatever. Like, yeah. I don't really care for it. But at the same time, like, I'll just roll with it.
It could be worse.
Could be.
Yeah.
And you can't name yourself.
Right.
Like BJ Baldwin, not saying anything bad about BJ, but he like races Chevy track, but he named himself Ballistic BJ Baldwin. You can't name yourself. You can't
call yourself Ballistic.
Then
it just like
that. You can't name yourself, yeah.
Yeah. What's the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up? Do you have like a certain routine?
Pee.
I love the honesty.
I think that's for everyone. I don't know. Maybe check myself out in the mirror. No,
I love it.
I'm just playing. I don't know. Check my phone or nothing crazy. I'm a normal guy.
The biggest answer is always pick up the phone, see what's going on. Either email, or Twitter, or Instagram.
Well, I'm not like your normal, like I guess kid that races like that does whatever they want all day. Like I have to go to work, so when I get up, it's like last minute because I'm not a morning person. And, like, run to the bathroom, shower, and, like, run out the door. So, usually in a rush. Usually it's, like, turn the shower on and pee straight out of bed.
And where are you going to work?
I work at Whitetail Motorsports. So, it's like an off-road shop in Santee.
And what do you do?
Well, I went to fab school a little bit, so I fabricate a little bit. Been getting a lot better here lately, actually. He's been letting me do a lot of stuff. So, a lot of that, a lot of prep, assembly and disassembly stuff.
If you had to describe your personality in 3 words for people, what would it be?
I'd say like outgoing, but I'm kind of shy, like quiet at first.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
you warm up.
I feel like I have a good personality. Like I feel like I'm funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm not stuck up at all. I don't know. I'm not good at explaining stuff. Like I'm just a normal dude that races race cars on the weekend. Like I don't know. If you want to grab a beer, let's go do that. Like, I don't know, just a normal guy.
So if you're not racing, like, what do you do to get away from racing? Or is it just all racing for you?
It's pretty much all racing, honestly. I work
So
at a race shop.
you don't really have, like, big hobbies outside of racing?
I mean, everything's action sports for me. Like, I love dirt bikes. I love bikes, snowboarding. I mean, like, I'm not a sports guy. Like, I couldn't even tell you who plays on the San Diego Padres. So, I don't know.
So
just
it's all racing.
Yeah, I've just never been into it. It's never, like, attracted my interest. My girlfriend's parents are like, they love it all. Like, sports. Like, I'll go over there, there'll be, like, soccer on. I'll go over there next day, it'll be, like, football, like, racing. Like, they love it all. So, I actually went to 2 Padre games this year. And
Wasn't phased?
I don't know. Like, I just, like, I have more fun, like, watching the guy on third base, like, telling, like, the pitcher what to do or, like, the batter what to hit. Like, I think that's funny to me, right? Like, I don't even watch the rest of the game. Like, my girlfriend, like, she, like, knows, like, the scoring.
The starting
so
lineup
she's like, do you know what those 3 letters mean on, like, the scoreboard? I'm like, no idea. And, like, she, like, raps them off. And then, like, she's like, this is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, don't care. Okay? I'm eating my hot dog now.
Yeah,
like,
all about racing. I love it.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Nothing. Just like action sports stuff. Like, just growing up in San Diego, I think that's what we're all used to, and that's what I like.
So again, looking through your website, you had a bunch of stuff on there in terms of things you like, and like video games and music and whatnot. The one thing I did see on there when it came to food, you said Mexican and tacos. So is that something that if you can, you'd eat that all the time? Like, is that your favorite food?
It's a good one. I don't know. I'm more like a cheeseburger.
So in other words, whoever running your website needs to update some stuff.
Yeah, but like Mexican food is a good one. Like, have you ever been to like Southern California?
Listen, Mexican food. You can't go wrong with Mexican food, Sheldon.
Have you ever been to Southern California though and had Mexican
No.
food? It's different.
Okay.
It's way better. Go to Southern California when you get a chance one of these days. Like, if you're like pretty much LA down, and like any taco shop, like, I don't care where you go, it's gonna be like the best. It's gonna be greasy probably, but it's like just good Mexican food, and it's like you can't get it anywhere else. Like, have you been to California?
We're taking a trip, actually.
Okay, so actually, I have yet to been, but I have people that I have heard from that are from California. Like, they know what it's like. Jimmy Johnson's new restaurant in Charlotte, Southbound. I guess it's like West Coast Mexican.
Yes, I've heard very much about it. I
So
haven't been there yet.
Try it out.
But it gets very good
I'm
reviews.
gonna go try it actually, and then you gotta ask me next
Okay.
time. I'm gonna go eat there this week actually. I'm in
Okay.
Charlotte this week. I'm gonna go eat there, and
then tweet about it.
I'm
so
gonna
we
tell
know.
you how accurate it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, it's pretty close, or I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
All right. Well, then maybe don't tweet about it.
I think-
because we want your honest opinion.
I honestly think it's gonna be close though, because Jimmy, there's this taco shop that's literally like 2 miles from my house. Like, you literally like pull out of my neighborhood, hang a ride, and just go like 2 miles.
Is that still in California?
Yes.
Okay.
I still live at home with mom. Like,
Hey, nothing beats
yeah,
it.
I won't move out till I afford to buy something.
Yeah.
So
You don't move
rent
out
free.
until you absolutely have to.
Yeah, and I don't think my mom probably let me live at home till I was 40 years old. Like, she probably wouldn't kick me out.
If that's what works, go for it.
Yeah. I will not do that. Let's just get that clear. Like, I am out in like the next 3 years. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm getting to that age now. Like, I'm ready to be out. But I don't know. Mom makes it easy to live at home. But anyways,
Absolutely.
let's not get off track here.
Yes, back to the Mexican food. This is a very important topic.
So it's called Los Panchos. Okay, there's Jimmy Johnson all over like the restaurant. Like, that's his favorite spot. Right off Greenfield in El Cajon. I live off Los I'm like the exit before, so that shows
That's
it.
the
Like,
spot.
Jimmy's a Mexican food guy.
Oh, I know.
And he opened one, so we're gonna go eat there this week. And
All right.
I'm
Well, then you
thinking
tell
it's gonna be
Ashley,
accurate.
I'm gonna ask Ashley. We'll have like a little.
I'll give you
phone chain going
I'll
on
give
here.
you a full on, like, I'll break it down for you. I'll be like, the menu is close. I'm gonna go through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go eat there this week.
Hey, you can't go wrong with Mexican food, and you gotta be honest. I gotta know what I'm getting into.
Maybe like, you know what?
I don't
Pizza?
wanna be- yeah, I don't
Are you a
wanna be
pizza
picky.
girl?
Yeah.
You like pineapple on pizza?
No, come on, don't ruin it.
Come on.
We're gonna have to end this interview now. You ruined it.
Pineapple on pizza. It goes with
No.
ranch.
But see, I'm not a big pineapple person in general, so that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, this interview just went downhill. We're going to have to end now. Let's end it with this question, though, in all seriousness, getting back to racing. As I said earlier, you've done a little bit of everything. Now you're over here in NASCAR. What is your end goal? What's your end game? Where do you want to be and kind of set down some roots and develop for a couple years? Is it here in NASCAR or is it somewhere else?
I think it's here. If I can make it to Cup in a competitive car, then I'll look back with no regrets, So I think the next 2 years are really important. I think I really need to come out and prove myself in the Truck Series next year. I need to win and show that I can do it, and then go to Xfinity and do the same thing. So I think that's what it's going to take. It takes good sponsors nowadays and good partners to make it happen. But if I end up in a competitive Cup car, I'll ride it out until it's over, or until I'm done racing 40 weekends a year.
Right. All right, Sheldon Creed, thanks for being on the podcast. Good luck in your 4 races, and we'll just stick to talking about Mexican racing.
That sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Sheldon.
Thank you.